What's up YouTubers, WWF McLaren back with a brand new video for you here, and what this video is going to be about today guys is exactly as the title of this video says. Okay, now during 1994 the WWE was going through a transitional new generation period, and during that time certain stars were getting made, some fresh stars. One of those stars was in fact a 7-foot giant. That 7-foot giant was Big Daddy Cool Diesel, aka Kevin Nash. And during that time, Kevin Nash done something that was pretty unheard of at the time in 1994. He won all major championships that the WWF WWE had on to offer within the space of 1 year. Now, his wrestling in-ring debut started in the fall of 1993, so from that point on, in the fall of 93 to November of 1994, so a full year there, he had won every single championship that was on offer at the time. Now, his first championship was this. That's right, I have an F Intercontinental Championship in my possession, on loan to me from my very good friend Gavin K, and I'm ecstatic to have this in my possession. During the spring of '94, the WWF WWE were going, as I say, we're going through that transitional period, and hot off WrestleMania 10, Shawn Michaels wanted a break for a little while, so Kevin Nash had stepped in to challenge Razor Ramon, aka Scott Hall, for the Intercontinental Championship, and Kevin Nash beat Scott Hall and became the Intercontinental Champion, and I will get into further review on the belt in just a little bit, so bear with me. And then in the summer of '94, the day before SummerSlam, where the Head Shrinkers, Samu and Fatu, were the current WWF Tag Team Champions, Shawn Michaels decided he wanted to start competing again with Kevin Nash as his Tag Team Champion, and bada bing, bada bong, Shawn Michaels had a few words with Vince McMahon, and the Head Shrinkers lost, which meant Kevin Nash and Shawn Michaels became the WWF Tag Team Champions. That's right, in my possession at the moment, I have the historical WWF Tag Team Champions pre-Attitude Era, which means this is a block logo, and this is the championship that was held from the likes of the Hart Foundation, the Road Warriors, the Nasty Boys, Money Incorporated, the Steiner Brothers, Natural Disasters, to name but a few. As this version evolved a little bit over that time as well, the versions that the Road Warriors, the Nasty Boys, Money Incorporated, and the Natural Disasters had, they sort of evolved over time. But the legit actual design of this championship was about, I want to say, the length that this championship was around. The design of this championship that was around was from maybe 1989, 89, all the way up to 1998, early 99 at least. But yeah, Kevin Nash and Shawn Michaels won that in August of '94, and I will get into the review on this in just a few minutes as well. Bear with me please. And then, the Crown Jewel. Come November, a few days after the Survivor Series, where Shawn Michaels decided that he wanted a little bit more leave of absence again, and Big Daddy Cool Kevin Nash challenged Bob Backlund for the WWF Championship, and Kevin Nash beat Bob Backlund within 8 seconds in Madison Square Garden, a sold out Madison Square Garden, may I add. And Kevin Nash won this, the Winged Eagle WWF WWE Championship. As we all know, this is the one that I recently unboxed a few videos ago, and still very, very awesome to have in my possession. Like I say, over a 20-year-old belt, and now I have decided to not only do a review on this, but do a review on all the block logos championship replicas from that era. So everybody bear with me and just watch as I go into further detail on these championships. So just wait and see. Okay guys, so this is going to be a completely different review of what I usually do. I thought I would get into a little bit more in depth on the review this time. So, well, after all, this is a special review, isn't it? So I better get right into the depth of it. So, as the championship stands, as we all know, this is a classic block logo replica, which is very, very rare to find. If you find one of these, you are a lucky sod. And when I say finding them, there's 3 versions that you could find. You either find the black version, which is this, the white version, blue version, and sorry, I take that back, I think there's a 4th version, which would be the Ultimate Warrior's yellow one. If you find any of them, it's the plates that's the most important part of this, okay? Because you can get their straps replaced, no problem. But trying to find these plates authentically, it's very, very difficult. Keep in mind, this is over the plates themselves are at least over 20-year-old, at least that. So if we get right into the top here, you can see here the block WWF logo. Now, it's not as deep or as in depth as what the E version is, but very, very thin, to the point where you can barely feel the W and the F, but it still looks nice. You know, if I get a close-up on it, a little bit of the paint job's sort of scratched here, but me and my buddy Gavin K can fix that. And then you have the leaf effect going all the way up here. Again, this plate, the main plates themselves, is not as in depth as the up-to-date version that's on the E belt, but you have to keep in mind this is where the early days of when they were actually doing replicas. So what the laser cut that they have now is a lot better than what they had back then. Now, on the banner, traditional intercontinental across there, very, very nice, almost similar to what they have now, but what they have now, again, going back, it's a lot more clean cut. The same with the star effect, the 6 stars up here. These are very flat. If I hold it like that, you can see that they're very flat. And so is the 5-star design on each side, here and here. See what I mean? Very, very flat, not as in depth. And the globe as well, the globe is flat as anything. When you get the E version or the 2014 version of these plates, the globe is a lot more depth in the C. Then you have heavyweight wrestling champion done in this banner. Absolutely love this. Many professionals, superstars, sorry, who had this championship would always revere to this is the Heavyweight Championship, Heavyweight Wrestling Championship. Gave it its full title because they felt it deserved that. Now, the two bottom stars, again, same as the top, not as in-depth or as deep as, or 3D, sorry, effect is what I really should be going for, as what the E version is. And if you look at the plates themselves as well, very, very thin. Strap is still in good nick for being over a 20-year-old belt, so I think my buddy is very, very happy with that. If we go into side plates 1 and 2, you have the block logo. It's a little bit more better sketching on this than what it is on the main plate. And then you have the grapplers here and all this square background. Basic, that's what the Intercontinental Championship was back then. Basic Workhorse Championship. You didn't need much detail on it. You got what it was. And same with plate number 3, sorry. You have the double square here, and you have the double square here as well. I forgot to say. Really, really nice in depth. Going back, I'm going to be repeating myself a little bit here. Like the E version, not as laser cut, as clean cut, sorry. And then if we go into the other side plates on the other side, same idea, exact same design, and the block logo as well, not as in-depth as what it is on the main plate. And then we have the 6th plate here with WWF Intercontinental. And this is a rare bad boy to have. Really, really rare. Well, lovely gold tip. I mean, for an over 20-year-old belt, the gold tip, it still looks like it's brand new out of the shop. And I love the traditional shell effect pattern going all the way around the strap. It's beautiful. If this was my own, I think I would only possibly get 3 people to sign it, 4 even, and that would be the people that have held it out of the clique, being Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, Shawn Michaels, and Triple H. So unfortunately, Sean Waterman has never won this. He should have a few times, but unfortunately never did. So if I ever had this, I think that's definitely the only 4 people I would ever get to sign it. Now, if we go in the back here, traditional flashy to say it's an authentic, and this was produced in 2007. So there you are, the Figures Inc. Logo at the top, and before the WWF WWE went on their own. Lovely backing. I like the old school backing. Yes, it's not real straps, but I'm a traditionalist. I can't justify, I'm just putting it out there right now, I can't justify the price of re-leathering. I've contemplated it over the years in my head. Now, I am a firm believer that it's everybody to their own preferences. My personal preference, I do not mind traditional straps on it that come with it. You know, you do eventually break them in over time, and if you just be patient, it will happen. At least it's better doing it that way than spending £200, £300 on just a strap, you know. But that, like I say, that is my own personal preference. Now, if you guys bear with me here, I will put up the next belt, and then we'll start with the next championship that Kevin Nash had won in the WWF in '94. Okay guys, so this is the next championship that Kevin Nash had won in the WWF in '94. It is the traditional World Tag Team Championship. What an unbelievable looking belt this is. I do have the Attitude Era one, but I will put my hand up. Traditional block logo. It definitely wins. Definitely wins. Absolutely beautiful. Now, you have the traditional block logo at the top here, and this is a lot nicer design than the Intercontinental Championship. Is a lot more in depth than what that is. Now, but if you look on this in general, the design of the main plate is exactly the same as what the Attitude Era was, the Attitude Era belt was. Keep in mind, this championship's design on the main plate had been around since 1986, and it didn't retire until 2002. So this main plate design has been around for a long time. It was just different variations. Look at this eagle. This eagle is absolutely beautiful. A little bit battle damaged, but I've been speaking to my buddy Gavin Kay, and he actually does not mind the battle damage on that at all. It feels like it's been ring worn to him. So, you know me, I like my battle damaged belts. Wow, what this is the first time I'm actually getting a better look of it in depth, and wow, the eagle. If my camera wants to play with me, the camera is absolutely lovely. The eagle's lovely on this. Then you have the globe with world across there, and that's got battle damage on it as well, which actually kind of makes it look pretty cool. I really like that. And then you have the two crowns on either side with grapplers in the middle of the and under the crown. Really nice in depth on this. I can't fault it at all. Little reefs there. Then you have the ribbon reefs here with Tag Team Wrestling Champion, and that's got battle damage on it as well. I would really like to know what the person was doing with this championship to get battle damaged. Because me and my buddy Gavin Kay, we have our championships, and the only one that's battle damaged for me is, well, two actually, is my spinner belt and my winged eagle. Look at that. That is beautiful. The gold going in with the with the two-tone there between the mirror and the gold. Wow, absolutely beautiful. And if we go into plates 2 and 3, this is what side plates are meant to look like. Anything that has the Attitude Era one will know what I'm talking about. You have the sun reef effect going all the way around here, and then you have two grapplers going at, and then the WWF logo at the top, and I want to say a little flower reef display here, and then you have two grapplers doing a sleeper, which is not a sharpshooter, which was what I've been talking about in the past about the plates on the Attitude Era one, where they do a sharpshooter, not an actual grappler move, which I wouldn't associate the sharpshooter or Scorpion Deathlock with in a tag team. But anyway, really nice sun reef design around here. Really lovely. And it's the same on side plates 4 and 5. These have battle damaged on them as well. And wow, really lovely. And then you have the 6 plate, which is WWF Tag Team. Wow. I'd like to see that. I would love to see something like this on the championships again. That is really nice. I mean, I know it's only a 6 plate, but look at that. That is really nice. And the same effect with the shell design going all the way around the plates. Really nice. And in fact, the belt has been curved as well, ever so slightly. So that's really nice. And if we get on the back of it here, authentic, flashy, still intact. So that's a good thing. And this is from the 2009 batch. So, wow. So I'm debating when they stopped producing the F versions, and I believe quite possibly a Mr. Hazard F5 might pop comments down here and let me know, because I'm intrigued to know now. And the same idea as the Intercontinental Championship, traditional backing on the straps, and on this gold tip, it's got battle damage on it as well. Awesome. Awesome. So now for the Mac Daddy, the most important one out of this collection. Just wait and see. And now, guys, the cream of the crop, the head of the Triple Crown, the Winged Eagle WWF Championship, World Heavyweight Wrestling Championship. Wow, I still cannot believe that I've got this in my collection. As I said in my unboxing, over 20 years. Yes, I did have a bootleg, but I don't consider that a proper replica. And it is no longer in my possession, so I decided not to bother doing a comparison. I might get it back in my hands someday, but I'm not going to lose any sleep over it if I don't. So the F is sort of similar to the Intercontinental Championship, not as thick or as laser cut as what the E version is, but that's okay. I'm fine with that. The whole championship itself, as I found out through Hazard F5, this design is actually a sunblast effect, which is behind the eagle. So this effect, that effect, and this is all a sunblast effect, which I honestly did not know that until Hazard F5 said that to me. So thank you very much, buddy, for that little bit of info. And then you have World at the top. Really nice in depth on that. The eagle is fantastic. I love the look of the eagle on this. And then you have the heavyweight banner. You have the globe. The globe is nice and in depth. It's not as flat as the Intercontinental Championship. And then you have two little globes here and here. And then you have stars all the way around the ribbon. But like the E version stars is a little bit more laser cut. And then you have an A that actually looks like an A and not how a boot would look. You have two grapplers on this side and on this side of the sunblast. And wow. Little reef ribbons here as well. Really leafs. Really nice detail on them as well. Again, going back to the E, not as in depth as what the E version is, and the sidebars are not connected to the main plate, which is fine. The little extension bit of the sunblast, which is here, and same on the other side. So, but as we know, the E versions have changed over the years, where they have been connected, where they haven't been connected. But I'm quite happy with them being connected from the main plate. Then you have side plates 2 and 3, sunblast effect, grapplers, the WWF logo up here, and little reef effects on either side of the grapplers. And at least I do not feel like I'm going to cut myself with this one. These are a lot better than what the bootleg one was. And then on these plates, a little bit of battle damage up here, which I'm fine with. As I said in my unboxing, it makes it look like it's ring worn, so I'm completely fine with that. And like side plates 2 and 3, exactly the same design, where you have the sunbursts and the 2 grapplers going out on either side plate, and then the little reef design at the back. Really, really lovely. And as I've said in previous video, the fact that this is over a 20-year-old belt and it is still in good nick, that is unbelievable. Few little scratches and scuffs here and there, but nothing really to worry about. And then you have 6-plate WWF champion. Great, absolutely great, love that. And the gold tip itself as well, like the Intercontinental Championship, looked like it's just come fresh out the warehouse. So going on the back, this is where it's getting worn, so that's fine, that's okay. I'm completely fine with that. And this is from the 2006 batch with the traditional flash shade to say it's an authentic. A bit worn, but that's fine. I'm completely fine with this. Like I say, an over 20-year-old belt, so I've got to keep that in mind. So let's see if I can get all them side by side. Bear with me, please. So the Winged Eagle Intercontinental Championship, and then lastly you have, if I can unclip it, I might have wanted to do that before I did this, but never mind. And then lastly you have the Tag Team Championship. So there it is, guys. There is my Triple Crown as a tribute to Big Daddy Cool Kevin Nash. Absolutely awesome. So let's get back to the other side of this video. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed this little bit more of an in-depth review on my Triple Crown. I thought of contemplating of doing this for a long time, and I originally did do this and do it in this format when I first started doing belt reviews, but obviously when I was younger at the time I didn't do as much detail as what I should have done or I knew about back then. But as I've gotten older and over the last several months of doing these videos, gotten a little bit more confident of doing them, so I might continuously do them this way going forward. I don't know. A lot of people have said doing my reviews this way makes it a little bit more different than what other people have got out there, but we'll wait and see. As I say, I hope you've enjoyed this little review on the Triple Crown that was won by Kevin Nash, and thank you so very much for joining me here. And as always, guys, you stay safe, you stay awesome, and good journey in life, guys. Bye.